Hey guys, so this is Thursday, and tonight I normally have the onboarding call. And as normal, the onboarding call takes a number of different forms. I normally kind of tailor it according to kind of what's going on both within the community, but also what initiatives I'm rolling out at that point in time. And this is actually more like a call after a call because basically what I want to do here is bring together the outputs from today and share them with you and give you a chance to basically, if you like, claim your slot here to some of the content that I'm putting out there. So let me give you a bit of a background before I kind of dive in and share my screen. So essentially, I had a couple of people today, just by coincidence, come to me, and if you look at the Botsii system, let's just come back to Eric Warrior for a second. Botsii is broadly based upon Eric Warrior's 7 steps, but obviously we automate it. And the one thing that you have to focus on, and you know to be successful, is on building interest. That's step one on Botsii's 6 steps. Eric Warrior's first step, the same thing. It's effectively finding prospects who are interested in what you have to offer. So with Botsii, it's build interest. And a couple of people have come to me today with kind of from different directions. They've come to me with the same thing. I'll just share with you one of them. So this is somebody that's promoting a company and has found, and maybe you can relate to this, that um, they started promoting their company and got initial traction, sharing stuff about their company. But then after a while, and it kind of comes down to when this happens, people start to kind of form an opinion as to what that product is all about and whether they want to be part of it or not. And some people might already be part of it, in which case the answer is no anyway. Um, but other people would have formed an opinion because they may have been pitched it by others. And obviously, some people kind of present the business well, other people don't, right? So that kind of means that when you're presenting your business, or before you even get the opportunity to present your business, you've got to have a hook that gets people interested to want to know more in the first place, right? Now, one of the things that I would normally do in that situation is never mention the company name, right? Because as soon as you mention the company name, people will have an opinion in their head based upon other people that may have pitched them or other things they've heard on the grapevine or they've been to Google or YouTube or whatever. And therefore, the answer will be no based upon their preconceived ideas. So you don't even get a foot in the door because of the way you position things from the beginning. So the question that came to me, and I like solving problems, and I already know the solution to this problem. I've already done it over the years myself. Anyway, literally, I've been a network marketer on and off for 12 years. So the solution is not to mention the company name and to position it in such a way that you create a hook based upon the pain points that are that exist and create the reason for that product, that solution, or actually the solution itself, the benefits of doing it. I want to focus on the pain points, right, though, because I can't remember where I heard this, but I remember hearing, I don't know, I've heard it a few times on and off over the years, that it's something like 70 or 80% of people are motivated more by pain rather than by the solution, by pleasure, right? So therefore, um, because of that, you kind of need to focus on, I would say, focus on both, but particularly on the pain points. So I have a solution here. I'm going to share it with you. You will be able to get this for any company that is in the marketplace. And literally, I can do this for every company, but I only want to do it for those people that say they want it because I'm not wasting my time. Otherwise, if you don't want it or if people aren't going to use it. Um, Now, I'm going to share my screen, show you where this content is derived from, and then actually show you some of the outputs. Some of the outputs are already ready to share, and therefore what I'm going to do below this video is share some of the companies that are already live, that I've already set up this content for, and you'll be able to get access to it immediately. Now, what I'm talking about here is 30 days worth of content customized to your opportunity in a number of different modalities. So what I mean by that, sometimes it's text, sometimes it's video, sometimes it's images, sometimes it's even stories, which means that you're kind of tapping into different aspects of people's, if you like, human psychology around what they're receptive to. Some people are very receptive to reading stuff. Other people are receptive to hearing stuff. Some people are receptive to seeing stuff. And that's what I'm talking about here. So when you've got content that is touching base with all those different things, then that can be very powerful. Then there's another aspect to this as well, and this is all done for you, right? So you don't even need to understand this, but I'm just letting you know this so you can understand, or at least appreciate, that there's a science behind this that is driven towards creating results. So you've probably heard when I talk about the attraction marketing bot, how the attraction marketing bot, a bulk of the content there was written by a real human being, not AI, that has generated over 100 million views on her social media, and effectively she has mastered how you would present and share content online to go viral and to create maximum engagement. And she's literally distilled this down to 5 things. I'll give you some examples, and this is important because I see some people make a massive mistake, a big mistake, when they share stuff online. And it might work initially, but eventually it will kind of peter out to create almost like zero engagement because people get tired of it. And this is around mixing up your content. So these 5 things, I'll just share a couple. This is where you want to post content that starts conversations, for example. There's other content you want to post that gives your offering credibility, that shows to people that it's a credible offering. You want to post content that is converting, that's going to lead to a sale, right? That's just 3 examples. And therefore, the content you post needs to mix up those 5 different things. Because if you only focus on one, if you're always sell, 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 people will just get bored. They're just going to like, you know, that's all you're like ramming it down people's throat. If all you're ever doing is just having conversations with people, great. You might have loads and loads of activity on your social media, but you're never actually leading it to the point where anyone will buy from you. So you need to have a mix of all those 5 things. The content framework I'm going to share with you does that as well. So it's quite sophisticated. So let me share my screen and I'll show you actual examples, but also I'm going to show you how I'm creating this using AI, using ChatGPT. This is stuff you could do yourself. You would need a paid version of ChatGPT to do this exactly as I'm showing you. You could do it in a more limited form on a free version, but there will be limitations because of the way ChatGPT is structured. But you don't actually need ChatGPT at all because what I'm going to share with you is done for you content, right? So that's even better, okay? So literally you don't even, it's there on a platter for you. I'm going to share with you about, I think, 5 or 6 companies in the comments below this video. So if one of those companies are listed, all I want you to do is comment below the image of that company to say, yes, I want that content, please. If there are companies that are not listed on the ones that I've already done it for, then comment with that company name in the comments below this video. And I will basically create that content for you with the whole framework and stuff that I have set up using ChatGPT. So let me dive in. I'll show you. That's kind of the preamble because I want you to understand, one, this isn't some magic silver button that I press that just churns out stuff. the inputs is what creates the outputs. And I am one, very system orientated, but also I've got a marketing focus, but also I'm very attuned into these things more than most. Let's say that. So let me share my screen and I'll show you so you can see some actual examples. Right, so where I am now, this is effectively, just checking my screen's coming up, looks like it is. Yes, where I am now, this is, if you were in a free version of ChatGPT, this is kind of where you'd be, and you could just type away, blah, blah, blah. I am in a paid version. Now, the key thing about the paid version is this: you get projects. So when you get projects, you can actually give much more sophisticated and much more specific instructions to ChatGPT. So here, what I've done is I've created a number of project files, and there's 3 project files I've fed into this, and it's quite cool. Right, so if you remember, I talked about the different types of content, things like conversion and conversation, credibility, just 3 examples. So I have 5 in total, and this is based upon the content framework of the person who's generated 100 million views, right? This is their formula. So what I've done is I've fed the formula, into ChatGPT as project files for ChatGPT to look at as part of creating this content. It's very cool. You don't need to understand what's in it. I've done it. Secondly, I was referencing a workshop, the outputs to a workshop on how to create 30 days worth of content that's engaging and kind of ticks all the box when you're looking at marketing online and generating sales, interest, blah, blah, blah. So I've actually fed that workshop, the outputs of that workshop, into ChatGPT, where I've effectively trained ChatGPT on how to create that content. I've literally given them the outputs of the workshop as if they've been in the workshop. It's like this is where AI is bonkers, right? So I've taught it that element. And then the final aspect of it is I've actually given it a 4 years worth of content. So this is content that I've organized previously to go into the attraction marketing bot. And again, this is content that's been written by this marketer that's done 100 million views. So this is real content that is kind of proven to create more engagement and get more, just get the increased engagement, get more sales, right? And a lot of that content, just so you know, is content where there's kind of an element of fill in the blanks. So it might say, I don't know, the top 3 reasons why I would buy X, or the top 3 reasons, or the top 3 ways I would solve Y. Okay, and X and Y are blank. And that's really cool because this is where ChatGPT is very, very, very clever, is that it can fill in those blanks based upon other variables. And those other variables can be your product, right? This is where it gets very cool. So I've put in those project files, and like there's like hundreds of pages of content there. Then I've given it instructions as to what I want ChatGPT to do. And what I want it to do is I want it to create content. So I'm going to have it create 10 days worth of short form content to go onto like Facebook and stuff. So like simple, short, punchy, to the point content. So it's not stuff that people need to kind of read too much into to get into it. Then 5 days worth of long form content, which is story based. I've done that specifically because people love stories, right? They can relate to stories. We're almost hardwired as human beings to like stories. So I've focused on that. And when you see this, you'll be like, bloody hell, it's crazy. Then I've done 5 emails for prospecting, both to warm and cold market leads, right? And it tells you which when it produces the output as well, which is very cool. So it does all of that, including things like the subjects. You know what subjects to put into your email and what to go into the body, right? This is great. Then I have done video scripts. So it gives you video scripts that you could record either where you speak to the camera, but also literally some of this stuff you could literally just go and walk the dog and point to the ground whilst you're walking the dog and record, right? This isn't stuff you even need to speak to the camera to. You could even just get B-roll footage and stuff like that. And where basically you don't have to speak to the camera. That's what I want to say here. So if you're kind of like apprehensive about talking to the camera, you don't need to. You literally can just print out the script, even on a piece of paper, turn the camera on, point somewhere and speak, right? And read what's on the piece of paper. I want to make this as easy as possible. And you might think that's nonsense. How does that even work? How that get engagement? Well, trust me, just go and look on TikTok. You'll find a mass of content out there that there's not quality content that gets tons of views. So and you will get views wherever you put it, even on Facebook Reels, stuff like that. And then the final thing is 5 pieces of content which are prompts that you can then use to create images. So essentially, it will take all that content, all the inputs, and give descriptive prompts that you can then use to create an image so you can post that online as well. You could post that online alongside other things, for example, including like the short form things or whatever you want, frankly. You can start creating your own content. So let me show you some of the outputs so you can see how this is done. Well, now what I've done is I've copied and pasted this into some Google Docs. And so if you see any of these companies I'm sharing with you here, when you look below this video into the comments, if you see one of the companies I'm sharing with you, you'll see the image basically from the marketplace. So that's what I'll be doing. I'll literally be sharing. If I go to the marketplace a second, oh my god, if I go to here and I go to the marketplace, what I'll be doing is sharing like some of these images here, like you can see here. So if you see some of these images, so I know, for example, just scrolling down quickly, I'm going to share Healy. I'm going to share OlyLife, Save Club, and Talk Fusion, and then I think at least one other that's not in the marketplace yet. So let's share those with you. These are the outputs. First thing I want to say is a very quick disclaimer, and this is why I don't necessarily incorporate AI into the bot within Botsii, is because you can feed in the best information, the most accurate information, but ultimately the AI can repurpose that and potentially make misrepresentations. So key thing here is, and I'm going to state this only once, is you need to check the outputs here because you know your business better than me. Although actually when you look through some of this content, trust me, a lot of the content you'll see here is stuff you didn't even know. And particularly if you imagine you're a brand new team member, I can guarantee the stuff that's shared here they'll have no clue about. They'll have no clue even how to try and explain their business in any way, shape, or form. This content will give them literally the words to put out there to start getting engagement. This is incredibly powerful. So I'm just going to zoom in a bit so you can see this a bit better. This is Save Club. Okay. So 10 days of short form content. I'm going to go through this one in order and everything. And then I'll then basically just go through the other ones more quickly. So 10 days of short form Facebook posts. Following these 5 C's I talked about. So let's just look at the first one. Save Club, by the way, is like a place where you can get cash back and save money when you spend money. So it says here, if you had a magic button that could give you cash back on shopping, flights, and food and holidays, would you press it? Comment yes if you'd press it today, right? Very simple. Grabs people's attention. Very clear call to action. And also quite fun, right? It's basically saying that magic button. It's like, oh yeah. It's not just saying blah blah blah, comment yes below if you're interested. It's doing it in a more interesting way, right? More engaging. Next one, over 1 million discounts, no coupons, no hoops, just pure savings on everything you're ready to buy. Share if saving money sounds better than spending it. Quick poll, would you rather hustle harder or earn cash back on what you already buy? Type your answer. Let's see who's team smart money, right? As in, who realizes that it's better to earn cash back than work longer hours just to save the same amount of money, right? That's what this is about. Reality check. Most people waste hundreds, and obviously you can change that to dollars, whatever currency you need. hundreds of pounds each month without knowing. Ready to plug the leaks? Comment leak, and I'll show you what you're missing. So that's kind of obviously targeting pain, as I talked about earlier. The weakest people in 2025 aren't working more, they're saving more. Sorry, weakest? The smartest. The smartest people in 2025 aren't earning more, working more, they're saving more. And they're earning while doing it. Wanting. Simple yes would be whatever they want to say, right? So there's literally 10 of these, okay? Then we get into the long form post, story based, okay? So let's just give you one example. The day I realized I was bleeding money. Last year I went through my statements, I saw something scary. I was spending more than I thought on coffee, takeaways, hotels, you name it. And what did I get back? Nothing. Now, every one of those things pays me. I didn't need a new job, I didn't need anything to sell anything, blah blah blah. So this is a story, okay? And each of these are stories which are much more engaging. This one here, definitely people will be able to relate to. The membership that pays you back. Netflix doesn't pay you, your gym doesn't pay you, most subscriptions don't. But what if one did? The membership built to pay you back in cash, not just a few pennies. We're talking serious savings and commissions, right? So things like this doesn't mention the company name, but it creates a huge hook. So there'll be people out there that may have heard about this company, Save Club, but will read this now and go, yes, that's me. That connects with me at a deeper level. And that's what this is all about, okay? This content here is all about connecting with people at a deeper level, creating these hooks. And like I've just showed you a fraction. So if I keep on skipping down, there's more stories. Then we get to emails. So literally, if you've got a whole bunch of emails of content, of contacts that you have that might be warm contacts, or if you have mailing lists, then you can use this to send out to those mailing lists as well. So we've got emails there for warm and cold contacts. Then video scripts. So here, like a video, a voiceover or talking head. What if your membership paid you? Netflix charges you, Spotify charges you. Most memberships cost you. But what if you join one that paid you back on shopping, food, travel, or more? That's what I found. It's in pre-launch now and the rewards are wild. Want a link? Right? People will see you just speak into the camera, for example. There's even autoresponder apps on you can download if you just type in teleprompter or auto prompter into Google Play or the App Store. There's free apps where you could literally copy and paste this script and you could then read it. Okay, doesn't get any easier than that. Or you could just point the camera the other way and just read it from a piece of paper, whatever you want to do, right? It doesn't matter. That's kind of creates the B-roll type stuff where you're not talking to the camera. But honestly, it's about creating content and the script is what's helping you here. So there's 5 of those. And then we've got image prompts as well. So these image prompts, there's places you can put this. I'll just show you an example here. So effectively, let me pick up this one, right? This one's kind of fairly generic. I'm going to copy that. Now, you might not know this, but if you go to Google Slides, they have the ability to produce images. So I'm just going to insert a slide. And this is just on regular Google Slides. I'm going to paste in there what my prompt was. And just copy that again. Go to the right-hand side where it says generate an image. Click on that. And literally, I can paste in the prompt that I had over on the left-hand side. Select square. You've got different formats, by the way. I'm going to choose photography. Watch what happens. Now, if you've used ChatGPT, for example, to create images, this is light years ahead of it. ChatGPT I find is slow, and whilst it's got a lot better recently, it's not that good for images right now. There's way better sources out there. So this one here was countdown clock overlay on sleek dashboard interface showing pre-launch ends soon. Glowing red highlights urgency inducing e-commerce background, right? So I've got here a number of different options. Literally, you can click and choose what you like, right? So let's just choose that one. So I can literally go, okay, that's the one I want. You copy and paste that into social media. Literally, to show you how cool this is, let's just pick up this one here as another example on images. And again, this is just native within Google Slides. You know, at the end of the day, it's free. I would say for everybody to be able to do this. And I'm gonna come here and choose that again. Just delete all that, put that in there, and choose create. And it's gonna create another one. So this one's slightly different. Smiling family at the airport, looking at flight discounts on a laptop, tropical holiday vibe, luggage around them, sunlit terminal, modern realistic style. Let's see what comes up. Oh, it looks like it might struggle with that. Sometimes it does. Maybe what it's asked for is just a bit too whatever. So I'm just going to just delete something there. Just it's obviously too specific. And you can adjust this however you like, right? When you get these things. So if there's people in there and that you want them to make them older, younger, you know, different sex, different color, you can do all that sort of stuff. Right. So I didn't like that either. So that's great. Thank you very much for that demo. Let's go for this one. All this stuff is perfect. Of course, life isn't. Let's go create. So this is going exciting businesswoman opening an email showing commission payout, sitting in a home office desk with vision board behind. There we are. Right, there we are. So we're in business. So here's some examples here with the vision board behind. Let's just show you some of those. So it literally gives you some great images that you can use straight out of the box. Now, obviously, look, so I'm not hands and hands and body movements are not always the best with AI, but there's some great images here, right? You get the point. So at the end of the day, that's showing you the Save Club, right? There's literally a month's worth of content there that you can get instant access to. You just need to comment below if you're in Save Club, and I'll give it to you. Then I've done them on for StreamPro as well. Same thing, all the same content. So StreamPro is a platform that basically allows you to get things like Netflix and Disney and stuff like that a lot less than paying in separate subscriptions. So here, post tired of Netflix, Hulu, and Disney Plus bills. Replace all your subscriptions with one device, one payment, unlimited content, DME, your comment or comment stream. See how it works. Right, then if I go to LegalShield, completely different company, right? You'll see from this the idea how the bot is just handling this. So this is a legal company. Ever felt powerless in legal situation? Imagine having a lawyer in your corner for less than your Netflix subscription. Comment power if you ever needed legal backup, right? So this is just using this as a traction marketing method. Doesn't say the company name. Another one, which is Healy, which is a healthcare company. So here, energy is everything. Ever felt drained for no reason? Your body's frequency may drop off. Comment a spark if you're curious how to recharge without caffeine. And then a couple more. Let's look at OlyLife, which is also a health company. So what if water could fight free radicals? Antioxidant rich hydrogen water might be missing link in your daily energy. Ever tried it? So this is just looking at engagement, right? And same principle, everything short form, long form, emails, videos, and then images, right? All this stuff is all completely done for you. So if you're promoting this company, your team are promoting this company, this is something you can even share with your team. They don't even need to be a member of Botsii, right? You can share this content with them so that they can be creating interest, because when they've got to the point where they've got that much interest coming in, they'll need a chat bot to be able to follow up, right? Most people aren't bringing enough prospects to necessarily even need all the automation on the back end, like not necessarily the majority, but there's plenty of people in that situation. But if you've got that many people that you need to speak to, then ultimately the chatbot is an essential tool, right? And there'll be people you speak to that are like that, even if they're not in your team, in your company, right? When you're out there prospecting too. And then let's show you Talk Fusion. So this is a video platform. So again, It's all about video marketing. So your emails are boring, want to stand out, video emails, the new inbox game changer, ready to see why it's blowing up. Ding, just got paid. Again, instant commissions are no joke. This is how business should be. So this product, for example, they pride themselves in the fact you can get paid a commission in 1 minute. So literally, somebody buys, you get your commission on a I think on a card, a payment card, in literally 60 seconds. So that's obviously mentioned here. But all of this is very cool, and this is where it's very powerful. Let's just show you this, for example. There were facts and figures in here that I didn't even realize when I was looking at this company. So here, number 6, this is StreamPro. So new streaming just got disrupted. One box, global access, no monthly fees. Want a piece of the $674 billion pie? Let's talk. Why are you still paying $100 per month for TV? This tiny device places it all. Curious? Just say savings below. So this is very powerful stuff, guys, because it's non-branded. It's written, if you like, with purpose, because it's written based upon people who have years of experience creating engaging content online, and we have integrated that thought process, that expertise into how we've created this content for specific companies. So if you want this for one of the companies that I've shown you here, you will see an image like this. Literally, it will show you like Talk Fusion, right? So reply to that particular um, comment below this video. Number 1. If, however, you see your company's not listed, let's say you're in Ultima and they're not listed, then comment with the word Ultima, right? Give me the company name, because we've got 40 companies in the marketplace, and frankly, I'm not going to assume who is most active inside this Facebook group promoting any one of these companies. So at the end of the day, I'm going to prioritize those people that are active and promoting those companies. So comment below one way or the other so I know, and I will get back to you and share this content with you. That way I can prioritize who I produce this for. All right. I hope you found this really useful. This is kind of be like a call after the call, because the call itself didn't quite this was a better version to share with you, basically, so that you could see the outputs from the call and the work I've been doing here. Literally, this came about. I wouldn't have done this, by the way, guys. Let me just kind of stop sharing for a second, and whilst I finish up the call. I would not have done this were it not for the fact that members of the community have come to me and said, Stuart, can you do this? Right? And I'll be honest with you, I've probably forgotten more stuff about digital marketing, online marketing, and all these sorts of things than most people ever know. And I'm not saying that to brag. I'm saying that because I don't know what you guys don't know. Therefore, when you share with me where you need help, I can be very responsive to that. And that's what this is all about. It's all about helping you build and grow, scale and grow, helping you engage more with your teams so we can bring more people into Botsii, and you can develop a system that is duplicatable that you can plug your team into. That's what this is about. Okay. And I want to help you do that. And that's what this whole call is about. That's what this content is about. So take action, take massive action, genuinely take massive action. Feel free to share when I share with you the outputs here that I've created. Feel free to share these with your team. Use this as an opportunity to say, look, this is what we're doing. We're working with a company called Botsii that's created a system to enable us to create duplication and enable us to scale and grow our teams, leveraging technology, leveraging AI. ultimately use this as an opportunity to bring them into Botsii, right? Because that's how all of you will grow. One, just sharing content online is one part of the picture. It's how you follow up, and it's how you duplicate that through your team that becomes important. So take that opportunity. Thank you very much for your time. And I look forward to seeing your comments below so that you can plug into this and take advantage of what I've done here and use that to generate more leads, more signups, and build and grow. Thank you. Take care. I look forward to hearing your feedback.